I think that's going to be a really good goal for him to start with. What'd you find? So let's do. I know I'm going to get all of this. Here, let me zip them up and you can play with them. I know. Here you go. Let me write all this down and then we'll talk. Hi.
You look like a hot mess.
You do kind of look like a hot mess. Is that Whitney's fault? Yeah, let me get your nose. Wait, Luke. Let me get your nose. You're a mess. There you go. I got you. Where are you going? Ah! What? Where are you going? Bubbles.
Yeah, if you break them, then there is going to be no veggie sticks.
Nope. No, I know. You're not going to make a mess, though.
Oh, yeah, Miss Whitney?
Yeah. He's like, watch me.
My superpower is making a mess.
Uh-huh.
Jesse doesn't want to eat anymore. I don't know if it used to eat it.
Well,
I
what
think-
happens with our kids that are, I'm not going to classify him a picky eater. He's not a picky eater. He's got some behavior issues when it comes to feeding. And he's setting parameters saying, I'll eat that, but I'm not going to eat that. And then add in your stress and your fear of him choking, and he feeds off of that. So he's like, well, I'm just going to keep eating the things that I feel safe with and that mom and dad aren't stressed when I'm eating, right?
Yeah.
And so what they do is they eat something, they eat it. It kind of be like if you and I ate the same meal every single day, right? Kind of get over it. You're like, that's old. I want to move on. But he doesn't know what he can move on to. So he doesn't have enough variety. So he's just sticking with things that he trusts. Like you said, he ate a whole thing of hummus, and then he's like, okay, well that was good. I mean, for me, I have a couple bites of hummus every few weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't want it anymore for a while.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
you know, that's why I was doing so many different things with him when I was sitting here. Try this, try this, try this. Lots of different things. And I would just make him a few different things to choose from. And when he spits it out, I would, no, we're not going to spit it out. Use the veggie stick, use the cracker, keep it in. But I can honestly tell you just from watching him, he does not like banana. Now, will he eventually like banana? He might.
Neither of us eats banana.
I don't like banana
But
either.
he eats banana in a jar. That
Of course,
he likes.
yeah, it's a different texture.
Oh.
It's a slimy texture. And I even noticed that with the mango today. I mean, like you said, he'll eat it off which is fine. Keep doing that. But in that strip, the slimy, it was like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't give him enough input. So that's why he likes those crunchy things, because it gives him the input and then he knows what to do with it inside of his mouth.
Okay.
Even the pasta, I mean, you saw how much he put in his mouth,
Yeah.
right? Tons. And then he's like, whoa, can't handle that. And then he spit it out. But he went back and he ate, and he was able to kind of self-regulate. So stick with things that give him some input. He likes the tomato because that tomato sauce is really got a lot of flavor. So things high in flavor, things high in crunchy. Peanut butter, he's eventually going to like. He just today was, I mean, it's new.
Yeah.
It's just new. I wouldn't, the only thing I would rule out right now are those slimy textures. But does he like avocado? No?
No. And he used to eat it, and now he doesn't eat it anymore.
Have you tried salsa?
You know how he eats avocado? If I mash it in egg yolk and and put it like in a sandwich, he would eat that.
Oh, he will eat it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And make it like a double egg kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
He would eat that.
Yeah.
He
doesn't
totally
have
loves
to,
it.
yeah, he doesn't have to chew. He doesn't have to do any work.
But like now, and it's not like just like that.
Mhm.
Nah.
Well, and what's happening is, for him, we've got some sensitivities on the tongue, and I'm going to talk to Jocelyn about decreasing that tongue sensitivity, and I'll show you a couple of exercises before you guys leave. So what happens is he bites down, he takes the food, he bites down on it, and then it gets in his tongue, and then it's, right, and then he spits it out. And there's a behavior there component, but there's also a motoric component where his tongue just goes forward and then the food comes out, and then he's just like, oh. So where's the Z-Vibe? Luke, I'm gonna have you lay down. Yeah, I did it. Thank you. Hey, Luke. Look, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, nope, stay there. Stay there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't get in there. It's not big enough. Give me this. Hold on, stay there. Where's your wipe? Here, you can sit up.
Yeah.
Yay, ready? Coming back. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job. Wait, one more time. Other side, and then you're all done. Other side. Open up. Open. Ah. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice job.
So it's basically under tongue what you're doing.
Yep. I'm just doing it on the tongue right here. I'm just rubbing 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to do as much of the Z-Vibe as I can with the vibration on.
So it's not the tip, but
There's a-
you
yeah.
lay down like that.
Yep, I'm just having him lay down. I'm using this again to hold his mouth open. So we're going to do both. We're going to do sides of the tongue, and then we're going to do a lot on top of the tongue,
Okay.
and try to decrease that sensitivity on the tongue. So we're going to use.
So how, from 1 to 5, how would you see the movement of his tongue is right now?
Oh, from 1 to 5, he's right at around a 3. There's more movement than I saw in December, so that's good. The only time I really recommend that they go in for this surgery is if they, if I'm not getting movement.
Okay.
If we get, don't put it on the ground, Becky. If we get to a point where I'm like, okay, we're not getting any movement, I can't get him to do the activities we've been trying, then I say we should have an ENT look. But I'm not worried about upper lip. We're getting lip rounding, right? He's getting lip closure on things. He's able to drink from a straw. So we're just going to watch that tongue. I eventually want to see that tongue retracting more to swallow. Right now it's still coming forward a little bit, but a lot of that still is because he's nursing as well. So it's a different movement. Drinking from a straw, drinking from a cup versus nursing, it's a different movement. With nursing, he's still having to suckle. So he's still having to move his tongue forward and back, forward and back. With the straw and cup drinking, tongue only needs to retract.
Got it.
So that's another reason to start thinking about.
You know the reason that I nurse him as often, because like the plan was like to nighttime, you know, those mornings, but I nurse him whenever he asks for it is because he doesn't eat that much.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, okay, well, he doesn't eat, so he needs to get it from somewhere. Just the puree, so I just nurse him on demand.
Yeah.
So, which actually at the beginning, like when we started solid, it was about 4 to 6 times a day.
And we're not going to bite on it. That's not for biting.
And it was just like around nap times, you know, those moments. But it kind of like goes up. He's nursing more often, actually.
Yep. He is. And he will continue to, because it's easy, first of all. And so again, if you think about that, if you think about what you're saying, I'm giving it to him because he's not getting enough calories. Well, then when is he going to up his oral intake if he knows he can get that and get satisfied?
Got it.
It kind of goes. It kind of goes hand in hand, right? He needs to feel a little bit hungry, so he eats more and has that drive. If he doesn't have that drive, good biting, buddy. If he doesn't have that drive, he's not going to eat more.
Yeah.
So I think we just need to find a fine line. But I'm not ready. I mean, I'm not ready to say, okay, we're good. Like he's eating enough by mouth to be able to sustain
Yeah, I'm
himself.
not ready to like say to cut out.
No,
everything.
no, but I think we're close. I think we're really close. I want to talk to Jocelyn. I want to really come up with a good sensory plan. I lean on my OTs a lot to help me with sensory. I know quite a bit about it, but I don't feel comfortable like saying this is what we need to do first and then this, and she'll be really good. So my behavior piece, along with what I know about feeding from an oral placement standpoint versus her sensory and her behavior piece, we'll come up with a really nice plan
Okay.
on how to put this in. But a lot of it is going to have to be you two being willing to really stick with it, because once he wears you down and you give in, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
He won't, and that's the problem. You have, when you sit down to do it with him, you have to be willing to say, no, we're gonna do 3 bites, and then you can be all done and you can have your puree or whatever, but this is what we're gonna do. And tell him, because he knows what he needs to do. But he also needs to know, okay, we're starting here, and then he needs to see a beginning and an end.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he's like, even with me today, when I said, okay, last one, then he's like, okay, I can do one more.
You know, and when we eat puree like cereal, he doesn't want more, and I tell him, this is your last bite, and I show him the bowl that's empty, he always takes the last bite.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again,
Okay.
he just has to see, okay, this is gonna eventually be over.
Yeah.
Feeding is a lot of work for him. But I think if we can get over this hump, you're gonna see a huge spike in speech, and you're gonna see better behavior.
Okay.
I know it's hard when you're in Aruba, but I want you to stop doing the on-demand feeding, especially in Aruba, chasing him. Like you said, I'm chasing him around and feeding him.
Okay, that was
No more.
horrible.
We're gonna sit down. You're gonna do 3 bites, then you can get up and go.